What's up, Nom Nommers? For today's video, we have another recipe from the Friends Cookbook to try. This recipe comes from the episode, the one where Rachel smokes. In this episode, Joey books a commercial, and he only has one line to say in that commercial. Unfortunately for Joey, he kind of keeps messing it up. So what are we cooking? Noodle soup. Let's dig in. Before we could make the dish, I needed to make the stock. The recipe called for turkey stock, but I wasn't about to cook a turkey, so I settled for chicken stock. I started with the rotisserie chicken that I took all the meat off of and saved for later. To that, I added my onions, carrots, celery, bay leaves, parsley, and black peppercorns. Then I added my water, covered the pot, and brought it to a boil. When I could hear it boiling, I took off the lid and let it simmer for 3 hours uncovered. Every hour or so, I would check it. It was really fun to see how the depth of flavor increased and how much the stock reduced. When the stock was done, I strained it through a mesh strainer. Now I was ready to start on the soup. I first whipped up some egg whites and then whisked my egg yolks. Next, I folded my egg yolks into my whites before proceeding to temper the eggs. Tempering is supposed to help prevent the eggs from curdling. I found the recipe instructions really vague on this point, and against my better judgment, I just winged it. Don't do that to yourself. Watch some YouTube videos on how to temper eggs correctly, otherwise you'll have a mess just like me. So once I thought my eggs were tempered, I added them to my broth. You're supposed to whisk it in for 5 minutes to thicken it. Spoiler alert, this did not work for me at all. As you can see, I ended up with some really nasty, eggy looking crap. I was pretty pissed because I worked so hard on my broth and I kind of felt like I had ruined it. But after a little moping, I decided to find a way to save it. First, I attempted to use a slotted spoon to get some of the gross egg crap off of my soup. When that didn't work, I opted to strain it out. I did this twice to really try and remove as much as I could. The color ended up being really muddy, but the flavor was still okay, and the remaining curdled eggs were fairly small, so I felt like I could continue. Now I added my chicken sausage. The recipe didn't specify what type, so I went with a mild Italian to pay homage to Joey's character. Once that cooked, I added my pasta. I couldn't find any alphabet pasta, so I went with cavatelli because I had an open box I wanted to use up. When the pasta was cooked through, I removed it from the heat and added the red pepper flakes and kale before covering for another 5 minutes. Lastly, I seasoned with salt, pepper, and a little lemon juice. We already know that I wasn't thrilled with the way it looked, but now it was time to see how it tasted. The soup is really tasty, it has a nice kick, and I don't really notice any of those curdled egg bits too much. What I don't like is the sausage. I don't think texturally it works in the soup. It's too chewy, it's confusing, I don't like it, I don't enjoy it. Ooh, it's spicy. Crying a little bit here. Will I make this recipe again? Probably not. I just didn't enjoy the chicken sausage, so I don't see why I would make it again. Thank you so much for watching this recipe review. If you've made this dish before, please let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. And as always, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more. Until next time.